medawase na mabo mabaso.
Okay.
Nsem-Pii TV mosomo ye mafamu de boa media space no ene nsemu a ebinum ante eche na mo de call YouTube ni ade a personally me follow mu pa to de be kura na voices ni bia patete senkrofo aka mahwa me hu no beba Nsem-Pii TV na e wo honom
Nsem-Pii TV ni.
Well, for by-election be boba. By-election be boba. Exclusively no Nsem-Pii TV there be the first to know. Yintimi can see so officially, but reportedly any audio Aquitia no tells you say bibia economy was say economics for because a ceteris paribus, all things being equal, yeah. By-election because so Ashanti North. Now, Ashanti North, a popular constituency was Asante Mantemu. Na ye lawyer Penny, lawyer Andy Apia Kubi, and an MP was Ashanti North, di so 12 to 16 years. And about 2 years, we lawyer Andy Apia Kubi, in their course, so back and forth. When Timian retain seat, na Masabra Meno Kase, Nipa Fufro, and Ababeji, Ashanti seat in your friend. Okay frimpon, okay obia call okay frimpon. So papa friend okay frimpon ena ababaji city na meno ka say otototo ne mama na sa papa friend okay frimpon na nse be tutodwa say papa no hu ya ka dwam kakra ni nyina ne say ukopim wo UK ne mpatam ne US mpatam a beto ya se achem sana by report nearby no say acheno ba papa no be video e de betu gase yenche no wo UK yenche wo US and near blah 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 no deny story but according to lawyer Paul Adomachre no case be koso against that MP no abrochi mema say ekobono kim by election because Asante Achimlove and according to lawyer Paul Adomachre no MDC strategy say Ashanti Achim ye MPP stronghold into one where omuntime win by election in case there's a by election ba Ashanti Achim North this year NDC to them no omuntime en win that seat no ewo Ashanti Achim no anything NDC here na you say ombebo modin bia be win Aquitia tena be omo numbers in parliament no Ashanti exclusively Paul Adomachre the full details etuja yenti Paul then across UK, then across US, one by election. Ebebaso, Asante Mantem, Asante Achim North, Yinti Paul.
Now, why was the NDC so interested? So somebody will say that the NDC already has 2/3 majority. Why were they so interested in Aquitia? I'll tell you a secret. There could be another by-election pending in Asante Achim. I don't know whether it's north or south. Asante Achim. The seat was won by an independent candidate who massively defeated Andy Apia Kubi, massively, and won. It may well be that there could be a by-election, not because he has passed. No, far from that. No, he's not passing, and he's a young man. He's not passing by the grace of God. But there are some legal matters, some of it extra jurisdiction, that may occasion that kind of situation. So if the NDC does not win Aquitia, and they lose Aquitia to the MPP, it means that the NDC has, now this independent candidate I'm talking about currently sits with the NDC. So it means that the NDC has 2/3 exactly. 2/3 exactly. If they don't win Aquitia. Asante Achim North is more difficult for the NDC to win than to win Aquitia. Aquitia is easier for the NDC to win than that Asante Achim one. So if the NDC does not win Aquitia, does not contest in Aquitia and win as they have done now, so that they have 2/3 plus 1, and they remain at 2/3 exactly, and the Asante Achim by-election occurs, and there is the MPP win it, as Asante Achim is currently is an independent candidate, the MPP independent of course, but it's an independent candidate. But if the MPP have a candidate that wins it, and the person comes as MPP, then NDC were going to be short of the 2/3 by 1. So they will no longer have the absolute 2/3. That may be the reason why the NDC thought that in spite of all the moral considerations, you can call them whatever name you want, they are going to Aquitia to deal with it. That's what happened. And then we can come to all the constitutionalists who are talking about there should be no by-election. There shouldn't be a by-election, competitive by-election when somebody dies some say within the first 2 years, some say throughout the 4 year, some say within the first year. I think that there will be occasion enough for us to discuss some of these matters. But okay, so is that the where's the actual results? Do they have the final results if they have it? Congress candidate. His name is Bediako Bernard. He pulled 16,896 votes. Currently, we are talking about 110 polling stations out of 119 polling stations. So with 110 polling stations counted, with what will be left then of 119, maybe 9 polling stations left, the MPP's Kwame Asumedu has 13,767, whilst the NDC's Bernard Bediako has 16,896 votes. Now, the 9 polling stations left will not matter because if you add all the total number of registered voters in the 9 polling stations, it does not. It's not bigger than the difference in the 2 candidates. That is to say that if you add all the 9 polling stations to Kwame Asumedu, he still does not assail the lead of Bernard Bediako. So congratulations to Bernard Bediako. He is the elected member of parliament for Aquitia, and that's one more seat for the already humongous National Democratic Congress in parliament. And so most of the things that parliament will do in this 9th parliament will be attributed to NDC. The good, the not so good, and all the other things will be attributed to the NDC. That's the downside of having a big majority. If parliamentarians go for car loans now and is trumpeted by civil society and human rights watchers and corruption watchers, and they feel that there's a problem with the car loan, the general public are going to think that is an NDC problem. MPP had the same problem in the 2016 to 2020. Anything that went to parliament that citizens thought was not good, even if all parliamentarians were benefiting from it, it was always thought of as an MPP problem. And that's what is going to happen. When you have a majority, you always have to bite that bullet. But majority is very important for anybody in government. So yes, it's good. It's a good feather in the cap of the NDC. And that's why we praise them. Let's go back to the NDC montage. When we come back, we will look at one of the high points of the Aquitia situation. Everybody was hoping that there will be no real violence like we saw in Ablekuma, and the police seem to have rounded up the Ablekuma people. But here was my friend Chairman Azoka, who was threatening thunder and brimstone against the minority leader. That was bad, very, very bad. So we'll look at that. That's the ugly side of Aquitia. But this is the beautiful side. Elections have happened. Nobody died. Nobody was killed. Nobody was beaten up. Not real violence. As at now, we don't know the whole story, but as at now, not real violence. And the leader is Bernard Bediako. Congratulations to the NDC. Here is a montage again for President John Dramani Mahama. Later tonight, we are going into Article 146 and to Edu Lodge to discuss the conversations about the now removed Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu. Here's the montage.
Ashanti achim ene ekwe Ashanti achim atifi ana afọ ene ye watifi na mrahye bedwani a wodo manfo anu wo ho wonmonyamfo ohene kwa mefrempon ena be nansa ko nenani ene na momframamuo se ya kyere no UK manumu sade ene wakoye yo ene aye huhu na ebisi wakobo oba bi ena yese ya so no ena Manchester ena manfo di tutumu a na ade na asa aye huhu ye hwe ya chenu wampa ni esie ni akoso afedie nura ne nansa ye beti a ye social media ise ne ewono mo a na bi yi wo ma no ye kohwe ya emrahye bedwani wo hene kwa mefrempon na dampamu wodampamu anya se wada wo abusua no yie no wode aba edampa so wode bra Facebook YouTube na behwade ni cheda ni kom na duve wode akyekere ne ho no wodampamu en wo se wotanhunu ankasa Ghana ha se ye wotanhunu ya wo se modern ma wo wura mrahye bedwam ka kwaku wan MP no MP odampam
fresh wine
wo ni cheye da
we na bodu kama kana no me ade
team so wode waterways afam kakra waterways kakra wom ti wahu ni odi twa photo ni we ni so ne kakra wom no odampam
wo yo obabunu pa
ayo empamu a wo dai wo kasa na nasam odi twudwa no Kobe life wo de entie bi mrei
Sebi, erade madom na mi didi a. Na mi nkwa hina midi. but enyanka bi a omuko school enyanka bi a nka okay from pon ni wa nka omunya kwanya enko university enne omuko university enkrofo bi a ahokyere wo fi nti nka okay from pon ni wa nka ombebo sesa no enne san nkrofo ni na omanya ba bi agina okunani bi okay from pon ti otimi didi. These are the things that I'm proud about. And none of me kaya mama niji.
Jim FM.
Nti. Say oti baby. Now they are your party sem. Party sem. Oti party one tiffy. And I didn't say, Ube say, okay from pon. I didn't say, oh dear. And then my papa okay from pon. Na so da. Nti de biano. Boni Nsem keka wayisi yesi wa fraud yesi oton cocaine yesi yesi sa na teacher ni munti teacher ni voice message awayo e de ma obi mbebo akere munti bi
Busia we social media na MP ewo a kire se wo hwe video no ana abeti asem yase if se video no mpa no oda so no ewo mu a na wo de ade no kofam kakra na ne bu mu abamu kakra en wo so wo ye social media live ono wo ya abefo eti live wo mu adi ne ho konkonsa nyina wo se ade abochi wo wiase ye konkonsa anotrotro asem wo hu ye kobi ahufo en wo kire
Aquitia ene na enyansi ye ohu unzo ka so obebo ni bi
yo
what the Bible Nsem-Pii.
ene
Me yeah na me friend Alex engineer na of Canada. And also wanya away na MC ewa agogo enti me friend na me friend see and I'm saying I'm so intending catch na we do that bit because MC guys am so Canada no so wa ba no wa agogo na so okay I'm saying na dia na me entity I don't see I to say I don't say no what it but we say go for class that post to platforms be so me and but we keep picture and can why action na it's a lead say mama it's a lead say cookie and no mama monitor no swatch I'm so okay but on the men's friend back no see you and I'm afraid to gas out FM na me chia I'm just saying what to say also no way and I'm say na dia na me to say ya chi okay wa gogwana no see there na I'm so too quiet and no see I and I'm saying na dia nko for ke kan what dey I say I na nya no kre and I'm saying no kre no and you mo so mo issue communicate na enko fu hu say nya
yo nti MP ne se maami we na share the link no esase free teacher ni we wono mo say teacher ni pa nwuma wo ye wono wo share link ne sa no awura mu a de ne credit o to de tagu ne phone so no wo de frɛ ha no wo de afrɛ ha monche ye momfa wentum na de hia ye wa Asante akyem no fo so na bi di atudwa sɛ emra hye badwani ni nkyeremu no wo de aba wo se kyɛ sɛ enye no korɛ na mom say yoye na nipa yaka yesi oni ho ene wo UK eti animanimu ya so obetumi aba o mo twen no
Aquitia